My name is Jean Franz Blau, and I'm the creator of the class, The Real Sex Ed. I'm thinking if I were in that situation, I'm getting all kinds of slobbery kissing and kissing my face, I don't like it. I think the first thing I would do is I would move my hand and my body to back away from the behavior. And if they're still like basically licking my face and leaning forward, this person truly is not in their body and paying attention. So I need to use my words. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. May I please have a towel? It's important to approach these topics delicately with a balance of humor and real straight talk.
Well, the first thing I learned is it's okay to talk about this stuff. It's always been kind of awkward, and what I liked is that she was very interactive with the audience.
In this class, we talk about consent, substances. We also talk about safer sex and diversity. We cover a lot of ground. When it comes to consent, I get to share a video. We get to talk about legislation and the law. Yes means yes. What is yes means yes? Can yes be nonverbal? Here's the suggestion. If you don't know somebody well, it's highly recommended that you keep all consent verbal and ongoing. When we talk about substances, we talk about the difficult choices that students make when they're trying to lower their inhibitions to give themselves permission to have sex, and yet at the same time, make sure that they're making choices that are right for them. Let's talk about the benefits and the beauty of sober sex. For those of us who have enjoyed sober sex, you know that there's a lot to it, and it's not always awesome. But it certainly reflects life. It certainly reflects the authenticity of the human experience. So we need to talk about the many different ways that they can keep themselves safe, including candid conversations with their potential partners, and in doing things like doing STI testing and using safer sex barriers like condoms. If I can answer all these things, and then I say to the potential partner, hey, how about you? What about your STI status? Chirp, chirp, crickets, crickets. What kind of sex do you want to have? Chirp, chirp, crickets, crickets. If this person isn't able to talk about sexuality the way you are, it's valuable information. I'm not suggesting that's not a good partner for you, but it's important for you to know who you're with. Like maybe next week or the next day, if you want to call them and talk about the sex you just had, that person might not have the capacity to do so. I wish in my earlier years having sex that I knew to have a talk like this, because it would have saved me a lot of heartbreak, hoping somebody could talk with me about things when they didn't or couldn't or wouldn't. Now we can talk about STIs. Yay! All STIs are treatable. This is the tougher news. Some are not curable. And so the ones that are incurable, which simply stay in the system, if you want to be reminded of what they are, think of the H's, which you see here on the screen. STIs get transmitted in a variety of different ways. They're tricky little suckers. But happily, safer sex barriers can greatly reduce the risks of all STIs.
It opened up my eyes, and it made me want to go home and do a lot of research.
Lastly, we talk about diversity and sexual orientation so that students walk away from the presentation understanding that there is a variety of ways to express sexuality and that all are valid, so that if they're walking around with a secret that their sexuality is expressed in a way that they think isn't normal, they will walk away from this program knowing that their sexuality is honored, respected, and valued. It's all about sexual esteem. I'm remembering when I was in college, between my junior and senior year, I was staying in town for summer session. My roommates were having a party. There was this very cute guy with red, wavy hair. I was flirting with him. And I wish I could stop the story right there, sort of just freeze that memory, because what happened next, hours and hours later, it felt like forever, is I proceeded to have terrible sex with this man. But that wasn't really the worst part of it for me. Because a few hours later, I woke up for class, and I had to be perfect. I flossed my teeth perfectly. I took notes perfectly. Because I needed to make up for what I had done. Because I had so much sexual shame. I didn't have a sexual vocabulary. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know how to ask for what I might want. He didn't know, I don't think, either. And so I thought that the successful sexual experience would entail going from first base to second base to third base to home. It's like I hadn't learned about sex since I was in junior high. There is no reason for people to feel sexual shame, to feel shame for such a natural and wonderful part of the human experience.
Besides the Real Sex Ed, I have 3 other programs for college campuses. There's a course just for women, a session that celebrates rated G touch, and an empowering theatrical show about exploring sexuality.
First of all, don't expect it to be smooth, and don't expect yourself to be to do it perfectly. It might be very awkward to simply say, I like you. These conversations about sex before the sex can be incredibly hot. Don't rush, slow your roll, and enjoy every step of the sometimes awkward process. Thank you for what you have done today to take your sex ed to the next level. It helps everybody you partner with up level. So we change the world starting right here, seriously. So congratulations, this class is complete. We're going to start a Q&A in 5 minutes. Thank you.